North Carolina closing.
But first, let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our Talent Podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
I'm being call text all the time at 252-327-3357, and we love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below.
Exactly. And today we wanted to talk about more about depth in closing in the state of North Carolina and how the process works here. And we are local into the market of Greenville and Winterville area. No?
Right. So basically, nationwide, most people do not have attorneys going into closing and handling all the closings.
Exactly.
This is a North Carolina thing. We are an attorney-run state. Which is, I think, a better benefit than going to a title company, because if there's a problem with title, that can be a problem. We're not going to talk about what title is in a minute. But basically, what are we going to do? We're going to, for closing day, we're going to go to the attorney's office, and we're going to close at the attorney's office, and they're going to file with the government at the Registry of Deeds. So there's no title company. The title companies all work with the attorneys.
Exactly.
So for home buyers, what does the attorney do for you?
Basically, the real estate attorney does for you the contract review, and as my wife said, they do definitely title examination. And if the attorney just helping you, they might help you even with the...
No. They're going to do the closing representation,
Okay.
So they're going to help there. And then if you do have legal questions, they're going to help you.
Exactly.
Now, I've also seen a mistake where some out-of-state, like mortgage companies, think that the attorneys have more power than they do in terms of like negotiation and stuff like that. But that's not true.
We don't have it in North Carolina.
But that's not true. They're here for the closing documents, the title work, and that is what they're doing. So just want to throw that out there. Now, what about if you're a home seller? What are they doing?
If you're a home seller, again, the attorney definitely can do a contract review for you. It can, your real estate agent definitely go over the property disclosure. Again, this is for the North Carolina, maybe where you're living, like New York or New Jersey is going to be different. And also for negotiating the terms, again, is not going to be real estate attorney. It's going to be your
Okay, so we're going to move on to what else they do for sellers. They're going to talk about title examination. So they're going to make sure that you actually own the house. You don't have some extra liens on there that you didn't know about. You don't accidentally forget that you put in something in the backyard and now you owe on that fence. Also, they're going to represent you at the closing table as well to make sure that all legal things are there, that you're getting your money. Basically at the end of the day. And if you do have any questions, you can ask them legal questions on this.
Exactly. Therefore, if there is a dispute, make sure that this resolve the dispute.
No, that's a term that no.
No?
No.
What is it that then?
That would be real estate agents where you're dealing with it ahead of time. The closing attorney here in our state is definitely not going to help you with some sort of dispute unless it's a legal issue to where it's a legal issue. But if
That's
you're having
what I meant about legal issue.
Okay, so let's talk about the closing table itself. So, yes, what are they going to do? They're reviewing the documents, as we told you, for both people. They're going to answer your questions.
Facilitating the signing, definitely going to go to the closing disclosure that they received, the final closing disclosure from the lender of the home buyers, and going to go to all the numbers, make sure everything makes sense.
They're going to record the deed.
Exactly.
And then they're also going to work their best to protect your interests. So, I mean, if they have something that's going to, if something shows up that you can't buy that house because somebody owes a lot of money, then that's an issue. So they are there for three things. What are the three things that they do?
Therefore, as we said many times, is a legal guidance, basically answering all of your questions and ensuring that all necessary legal documents properly executed and been recorded.
Now let's talk about our local market. Now, there are many property attorneys, but we tend to go to the ones that we know, and so that's what real estate agents do. We're happy to meet a new one. If you are definitely saying we need a new one, that's fine, but these are the ones that we know that all have good business practices, that they're pleasant to work with, because we have to send a lot of our documentations to these lawyers. So we're just going to mention, I think, 4 of them that we prefer to use, but you're free to use any attorney that you want. That is part of the buyer chooses the attorney, but we're just going to recommend 4 of them that we deal with.
Exactly. The first one is Horn and Horn, that they basically active their office for more than 50 years, has been providing legal expert services to all the home buyers and home sellers in the Greenville area.
Stephen Horn's office is very they're great. Another one to talk about is Alan Hahn. Alan Hahn. He has been in the business forever. Himself, he's very good. He gives you lots of legal advice. He's very funny. He's very pleasant to work with. Many of my clients who love to go talk to him in general because he's detail-oriented, meticulous, and he's also very pleasant.
Okay. And the third one that we love also using him all the time, James Wynn.
Right. Basically, he was working for a different company and then he started his own. He's younger, more able to fit us into the schedule whenever we need, and very, very detail oriented. He's committed, really, really great to work with, and deals with lots of, if you have a little bit more complicated one, James Wen is what we're going to go to, because for whatever reason, maybe you have 26 sellers who all have to sign off on that estate because these people have, grandchildren who are all signing on it. And he is really great at kind of helping us out because he's, younger and needs the business. So yay.
Exactly. The last one that we wanted to mention is Capital to Coast Law Group, that basically led by the Kelly Rodriguez and also another young gentleman, John Asby, attorney that works with her.
Now, they are in business from the capital to the coast, right? So they're in Wilmington, they're here in Greenville, they're up in Raleigh, so they're just everywhere. So they're a top-rated team. They're very much a bigger law firm. So if you're looking for a bigger law firm, this is definitely one to go to as well.
Exactly. Therefore, do you want to add anything else?
No, there's so many things out there that we could say, but I want to say that your real estate attorney is really important here in Greenville, and we hope you really find the one that you really, really like, because whenever you have other questions and disputes and things to go to, that is something to handle. So,
Exactly.
Attorneys are great to have. No one in your corner, and the one we go to property law, this might be your first time really interacting with a property lawyer, and they know people, so you can always ask them for other advice.
Exactly.
Or other recommendations. So if you need a will, they can tell you who to go to, things like that.
I hope this video and podcast was useful, and don't forget to call us at 252-327-3357. Looking forward to working with you, and don't forget to support our channel by subscribing to our channel. Thank you.